Previously on Scott's Movie Vlog. Hey guys, I'm at the drive-in tonight, and I'm seeing two movies that I've already seen, one being Avengers Endgame, and the second one being Captain Marvel. And you guys already know that I didn't like Captain Marvel, but I'm going to go ahead and give you another review about that one, and I'm also going to give you a review of Avengers Endgame, which I've already seen, but you guys have never seen the review. I recorded it previously on Scott's Movie Vlog. Well guys, we finally made it. We are finally to the point where we can watch Avengers Endgame. Man, I almost didn't make it for the showing. Hey, so that was my two previous reviews that I did, both on the same movie. I did do a review for Avengers Endgame, but oh my god, I never got around to posting it. The first time I did my review, I did it, I had about 2 hours, about 4 hours of sleep. And I went to the first showing of the Avengers Endgame, and I was so wiped at the end of it. It's like 3 hours long. I got out at 2. Well, I'm used to going to bed at around 1 o'clock in the morning, at that time at least. So I basically sat down and said, man, that's a great movie, and then I moved on with my life. But I never got around to editing that footage and never got around to posting it. So the second time I saw that movie, I saw it with Captain Marvel at the drive-in, and I don't remember seeing Captain Marvel at all. I totally fell asleep at the end of Avengers Endgame and just slept through Captain Marvel. Luckily enough, I did wake up for the credits, so I got to drive away without looking like a weirdo. But other than that, I never got around to editing my video or posting it. So there's that reason why you have not seen me in a while. But tonight's movies are going to be John Wick 3 and Long Shot. I'm really excited about the John Wick 3. Man, that franchise has just been repeatedly been good all the way around. And it's just a dumb action flick, but I'm excited for it. And then Long Shot, which I'm not so excited about. I'm not a big fan of the Seth Rogen, but it is what it is. Alright, well, the movie's starting, so in just a few seconds, I will be back to let you know what I think about John Wick. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey guys, I just got done watching John Wick 3. Here's how I kind of want to sum this up. You got John Wick, the first movie. Basically, it was a story about a guy who lost his dog. And to give importance to that dog, they created a story where this assassin's dying wife gave him his dog to remind him of her love. So when this kind of like I think it was Russian, but this Russian like mafia guy decided to raid John Wick's house and kill his dog, that meant it was all on war. And in the whole first movie, that very small, thin plot carried like a whole bunch of action. It was basically 99% action and 1% plot. And then you had John Wick 2 that came out, and it was basically the same thing. It was a lot of gun fu and kung fu and car fu, and but we got a little more story. It involved mostly the hotel that John Wick stayed at, and ultimately killed his last guy in to exact his revenge, but also broke the rules in this like kind of guild, league, whatever it was, organization, and he broke the ultimate rule, which was no violence inside the hotel. So he broke the rules, so henceforth he was excommunicated from this organization, and so that brings up plot number 3 in John Wick 3. We had basically John Wick being excommunicated from this organization and everybody out to get him. Now, we had 1% plot, 99% action in the first one. I'd say about 15% plot and 85% action in the second one. This was pretty much, in my opinion, 50-50. It was 50% plot, it's 50% action, but it didn't detract from it. And honestly, the plot of it was very vague. We're talking about an organization that we really never got, like, a feel for its structure or how it operated. We just knew of its existence, and we knew some very vague rules that they had to follow. And they were mostly just like these really large coins that they handed back, traded to one another for favors or to dictate what the other character was going to do. Aside from that, the plot was, the action sequences, again, were not comparable to any other action sequences I've ever seen in any film. This is a very entertaining movie. If you're looking for a wrap-up of this, you're not going to get it. This movie definitely left room for a John Wick 4. So they're looking to further the franchise. But was it entertaining? Hell yeah, it was entertaining. I enjoyed the crap out of it, even though most of the plot, even though 50% of this movie was taken up by plot that we really didn't care about. John Wick movies, we really don't go to see the plot. And not only that, but it wasn't all that defined of ideas that they presented to us. But at the same time, what the heck? We needed to be given a little more reason for these action sequences. And that's what they gave us. And I can live with that as long as I get to entertaining action sequences. And John Wick, as a character, played by Keanu Reeves, is a very, I wouldn't say likable character, but he gives us something tangible to root for. And I really, really dig that about these movies. So I'm going to go ahead and grade it. Oh, man. 90. I'm going to give it a 90%. I enjoyed it 90%. 10% of it was just kind of boredom due to vague plot devices. So there you go. Hey, the next movie is going to be Long Shot. Seth Rogen and what's her name? I'll remember it later, and I'll talk about her later. But I'm just going to get going. I want to go to the concession stand. I only got a hot dog, man. I'm still hungry. So popcorn it is, and I'm out of here for the next few seconds, and I'll be right back to tell you what I think about Long Shot. All right, I'll talk to you guys later, and goodbye. Hey, I just got done watching Long Shot. Man, that was kind of a really big surprise. Here's the thing. I watched some of the credits just to make sure. Man, that humor, it seemed... Here it is. It's a comedy. Let me start from the beginning. Do you guys remember American President Michael Douglas and I think Annette Bening? I think she was the lead female role. It was basically the president deciding that he wanted to date. And so he met this woman, and he started dating her, and like something happened. I don't know. It's been a long time since I saw that movie, but this movie reminded me of that vibe. It had like, it wasn't a silly comedy. It was basically it had a lot of politics in it, but it had adult relationship drama in it, and it had, to me, a lot of Seth Rogen. It had a lot of Seth Rogen's humor in it, but I just watched the credits, and in the credits, it did state that it wasn't even written by him. It was written by two other people. None of them I recognized, but and it wasn't directed by him either. So I guess they were just writing according to who was delivering the jokes, kind of feeding him his tailored lines for him. And that's what it felt like. But to be honest with you, it was smart, it was funny, it was very romantic, and it was very touching too. Basically, you have Charlize Theron playing Madam Secretary of State, I think she was. And you have Seth Rogen playing, in the beginning, an out-of-work journalist who, through some series of events, ends up being her speechwriter. And they get to know each other, and they form a relationship, a romance, and then a relationship. And it's all about their struggles on, keeping that kind of unconventional relationship first under wraps, and then later on dealing with the public knowing about it. And it delivered a lot of really good laughs. It did. It was really funny, but also kind of smart at the same time. It was smart funny, and I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really good. Now, was it as good as, like, say, a John Wick, who totally different, but at the same time, I'm not going to score it a 90 is what I'm trying to say to you. I didn't enjoy it that much. I'd definitely give it a high 80. Yeah, perfect. It was an 80%. I really did enjoy that movie 80% of the time. So long shot, Charlize Theron and what's his name, Seth Rogen, is a good 80% and totally worth the watch. Maybe not in the theaters. Maybe wait for it for Hulu or Netflix. I can see it being on Hulu. I think it's Hulu quality. I don't think it's necessarily, say, Prime quality, because we all know that all the movies that are in Prime are... But, again, I'm just wasting time. No, I'd wait. I'd wait to watch this movie. Definitely, I guess Sunday afternoon when you have nothing else to do, go ahead and stream this movie. But other than that, John Wick was a total fun fest. I enjoyed that from beginning to end, and I would totally recommend to go see that in the theater. 90% for John Wick 3, 80% for Long Shot. This is me. This is Scott. I am at the drive-in, and that's it. That's all I'm going to say. So, once again, I do wish you guys peace, Montenay. I'll see you guys later, and goodbye. I'm going to do this completely spoilerific. I'm going to spoil a movie. Maybe I should say that a little in a deeper voice. Spoiler alert. All right, so once again, guys, I'm going to warn you guys right now, we're entering spoiler territory. Yes,